Even though there is no end, there is no completion, it's just one game ends, another begins, and you get to change the game, and you also get to decide how you want to play it. So choose the game and choose to play it like a winner, even though there's no end, there's no ultimate winners or losers. So it really is how you live life. You can play it like an artist that's winning, that's enjoying as many moments as possible, even the ones that are painful, hard, and challenging, because you know that they're the ones that are the teachers that let you know of what's to learn, what's to let go, so that then you can enjoy even more amazing, beautiful stuff coming in. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Today, I want to dive into the question, are you focusing more on winning or not losing? Or maybe another way is, are you looking at what could be coming to you, or are you worried about what might be going away from you? And the reason I ask this is because I had some recent experiences where I noticed that still, as far along as I've been, as much as I've learned, grown, changed, shifted, and we often all will find this as we're learning, growing, improving, that there are some areas that we've made improvement, but more could be made. 'Cause an earlier episode was talking about how our life is a work of art, and that sometimes we're going to backtrack so we can go over again. And an area I've recently gone back over is it's a little bit related to what's commonly referred to as the having a poverty mindset, which is just kind of that this can often just lead to hoarding items or being really frugal with money, not wanting to spend on things, even if you have the means. Um, so this can happen regardless of how much actual income you have, how much wealth you have. It's that's why it's called the poverty mindset, not actual poverty, because there are people that could be in poverty, but not have a poverty mindset because they feel grateful and abundant with what they do have. I find that the people of Bali exemplify this really amazingly, where it's like their annual income might be way lower than even the lowest of income here in the United States. Yeah, and I think there's something to do with, tropical areas where just the land is so abundant with fruits and foods and all of this replenishment from nature that it just kind of can, not saying it's probably everybody, and I'm sure there's the issues and challenges. Yeah, there just seemed like an appreciation for what all there was, even if it might not have been a lot by our standards in the US or in the Western world. And on the flip side of that is you can have so much money, so much food, so much shelter, so much of everything, and still feel like there's still not enough, that you're still missing out, that you don't have enough. And this, I believe, is a part of focusing on like what's going out. There's I think it might have actually even been Adam Carolla, whether you love the guy, hate the guy now, whatever. He's hilarious and often has some very interesting insights. And I think he would call this like, it's like you're focusing on saving it and on saving a dime instead of making a dollar type of a thing. Because so many people, this isn't just a lot of people do this with like taxes, especially people love. I live in California and I live near San Francisco. These are places that many people in the U.S. love to hate, just hate, because the taxes are high, the property taxes that are high, and also the cost of living is like some of the highest in the country and even the world, right? And I often like to mess with people and go like, "Do you know why it's so expensive to live here?" Playing along, they go, "Why is it so expensive to live here?" And I go, "Because it's worth it." And why is it worth it? And again, different places are worth different things to different people, but to me, it's the amount of beauty that I get to enjoy from the nature, the ocean, the weather, And then there's also just the financial opportunity and opportunity to impact the world that is there's probably you could probably debate it's probably somewhere top five in the world, the amount of opportunity to earn money and have outsized impact on the rest of the world based off of the tech sector and a lot of other things that go on in this area. So well, many people are worried about like, oh, well, wait, I could only have to pay, less than $100,000 for a house out somewhere else, but I'd have to pay $1 million out in California. Like that's ridiculous. And it's like, well, is it ridiculous if that place where you could would only have to pay $100,000 if that place you can only earn maybe $50,000 a year, whereas maybe based off of your skills and other opportunities, things like that, back in California, you could make $500,000 a year or $1 million a year or even more. Sky could be sky's the limit. There's because often people love having a salary because it's like you know what you're going to get and it's not going to go down. So we're worried about the least you can get. But the thing is, when you have your own business, yes, it can go to zero, but also there's no limit to how high it can go. Whereas in a salary position, often it's like I think one of the biggest raises I ever had was 10%. That was the highest over like 12 years. Usually it was like somewhere between 1% and 3%. Um, Whereas, there's many businesses and things like that that if they come up with something, execute well, they're able to have these, double the business every year, every year, every year. And that means if it's your only business, then you can be making more and more and more. And I know I've been talking a lot about money so far, but this isn't just about money. This is also about like your energy, your life force energy, how well you feel, how much happiness and joy you have. Often we're worried about, oh my gosh, I might lose this friend. I know when I first started grad school, um, I almost had no motivation to make friends because most of the people there were in master's programs. And I was like, oh, these master's students are only going to be here 2 years max. Because I was already there for the PhD. So I'm like, I'm going to be here a long time. And so it's like, why bother befriending them? It's like by the time I'm friends with them, I'm only going to get to be friends with them for like a year and then they're going to leave. So I better just not even try to make friends with these people. And eventually I realized that was fucking stupid. Because then what? I'm just gonna not have. Isn't it better to have a great friend for a year or 3 months, than to have zero friends, but not have to worry about losing them or transitioning or it being different or them going away? Uh, I often find this in the dating world as well, where I date women, but I also have a lot of women friends that date men, and so this happens to everybody. So both men, women, everybody can do this, but it's kind of say like where I'm at in my life and what I'm looking for, and inevitably I don't know, not many, but because I'm pretty good at finding people that are relatively close to in alignment with where I'm at. Yet still, I mean, this is part of the process of dating and getting to know people. I'll describe that, and it's like, ooh, that's not 100% of exactly what I want. Ooh, God damn, you are fucking awesome though, Justin. You're good looking. You got a lot going on. They're amazing. I feel like there's a lot going on, but whew, man. If everything went the way that I would like it to go, ooh, I think there's going to be this 1% of incompatibility and it's not going to work out. So peace out, bitch. I'm not going to date you anymore. Sorry. And it's like, I used to get frustrated and annoyed, but now I'm like, good, you are not for me. You are not for me. You are focused on the future. You're not living in the here and now. You're not focused on what can enrich and uplift you now. Now. Because it's like somebody is great now, they're great now. And that's gonna, even if they're not the perfect person forever, the more they are enlivening you and invigorating you and helping you realize like how amazing you are and the joy of just being in connection with someone, the more attractive you're going to be, and the more enlivened and the better you're going to feel to go out and meet other people and attract that person who maybe is that 100% match, even though I don't know if that's a possibility, but maybe it is. And this also goes in line with just having fun in life, enjoying life. Because I recently had an experience where I got in touch to do something that I don't even know. It'd probably been at least 6 years since I'd done it. And there's been many things like this where it's like I'd always been focusing on the cost or the challenge of doing the activity. So what I did recently was I went ice skating for the first time in like 6 years. I've probably maybe I've mentioned about, getting ready to go skiing again. And I think I've talked about buying roller skates, and maybe I've even talked about paddle boarding. But I hadn't ice skated. And in the Union Square of San Francisco, I noticed about a month and a half ago that there's an ice skating rink. And I was like, ooh, I really would like to go. And turned out I caught the last weekend it was open, so I went this most recent Sunday, right before they closed down, and I had an amazing time. It was so much fun, so enjoyable to just to be out on the ice and to like see how I'm able to like get my skills back, even though I'm a little wobbly and took a little bit of work, but to see that like, oh, I can do my spins and my twists, and I can go fast and I can still kind of stop when I want to. It was so much fun. It's so much fun. When I focus on that and really put my attention on that, then what I used to focus on was all the challenge and problem and the possibility of things going wrong. Like, yeah, I had to get into San Francisco. I had to purchase tickets in advance, and there was other people, and yes, there's things, but oh my gosh, how much fun it was and how exciting. So worth it. And now I'm still excited whenever I tell people about it, as I'm telling you guys. And so my question to you is, what things have you cut yourself off from that energize you, that bring you happiness, bring you joy, probably bring you connection, bring you money, all these things that you are missing out on in your life because you've been focusing on what does it cost? What is going to go out? You're just trying to keep everything in, but you're forgetting about the other part of the equation. What's coming into you, right? It's like the fullness of your life. It's a combination of not just what exits, but also of what comes in, right? So again, had an episode recently about decluttering. Like if you focus on how easily it can be for amazing things to come in, how much more easy is it going to be to let go of the things that aren't bringing you joy? If you're only focusing on that, oh, if this goes out, something's going out, of course it's going to be really hard, really, really challenging. But if it's going like, if this goes out, then there's so much space for the new stuff that lights me up, that I enjoy, that brings even more happiness, more joy, more connection, and more fun. And those things ultimately lead to us doing things that also bring us more financial abundance as well. So that's today's show basically is I want you to focus on living life like a winner and not like someone who's just trying to not lose. Because if you focus on the losing, even if it's to not lose, you're still basically living life like a loser. Yeah, pretty fucking harsh. Yeah, you might have been living life like a loser. And I want it to hurt a little bit so that you then go, ooh, what do I need to look at? And how do I need to shift? What do I need to change? What do I need to do differently? Think differently, behave differently? What patterns do I need to break? What habits do I need to change? So that you can start living life like a winner. Even though in life there is no end, there is no completion. It's just one game ends, another begins, and you get to change the game, and you also get to decide how you want to play it. So choose the game and choose to play it like a winner, even though there's no end, there's no ultimate winners or losers. So it really is how you live life. You can play it like an artist that's winning, that's enjoying as many moments as possible, even the ones that are painful, hard and challenging, because you know that they're the ones that are the teachers that let you know of what's to learn, what's to let go, so that then you can enjoy even more amazing, beautiful stuff coming in soon enough. So with that, thank you so much. I'd love to hear maybe what it is that you've learned or gotten from this episode. So in the comments, or shoot me a message or send me an email. All those details are, in the show notes and coming up. But I'd really love to know, like, what is it you're ready to start, doing differently, so that you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm winning in life because I'm gonna do this differently, or I'm gonna allow that, I'm gonna splurge a little bit on something that brings delight and joy, like that just brings a smile to your face. Like, what is that? What is that thing that it's like, there's this makes no sense, but it makes me happy, so I'm gonna do it. Because when you think about it, absolutely nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. There's no point. There's really no point to anything. Seriously, I could explain away anything and make it seem completely pointless. If you know what, try me, send in something, and I'll show you it's completely pointless. It's ridiculous. It's made up. There's no point. But the point is the experience. It's to have the experience and the emotions along the way. That is the point. And so if you're not having the emotions, you're missing the point. Because if you just make more money or you just have more stuff, you can't take it with you. And the point is to have the experiences and the growing and the learning and the joy. So I'd love to hear what it is that brings you joy, as it brings you happiness, brings you connection, that you're going to allow yourself to have more of going forward. And if you're having trouble thinking of something, then you let me know that too, and let's figure it out. All right, with that, thank you so much, and good day. Thanks for tuning in to Engineering Emotions and Energy with Justin Wink, Ph.D. Today's episode resonated with you? Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Your feedback not only supports the show, but also helps others find us and start their journey of emotional and energetic mastery. You can also help by sharing this podcast with someone you think will love it just as much as you do. Together, we're engineering more amazing lives.